The Snake River winds through the freezing canyons of southern Idaho, a landscape defined by jagged rock and a brutal history. At Massacre Rock State Park, this unforgiving terrain is home to deeply haunting American folklore. In the late 19th century, a severe famine struck pioneer settlements in these canyons. Trapped by snow and starving, families faced a desperation that warped the human spirit. Local lore claims that mothers, unable to watch their children slowly starve to death, carried them to the edge of the river and drowned them in the freezing currents to end their suffering. Legend says these children survived the drowning, mutating into fish-like imps by developing fins and gills to endure the freezing deaths. This haunting cultural scar hides a lethal, invisible reality governed by the rules of physics. These sudden drownings and strange hauntings along the shore point toward a massive, silent environmental failure. Geologists refer to this specific geological glitch as a limnic eruption. Exposing the truth behind the myth reveals an undetectable killer that strikes without warning, suffocating anyone who walks too close to the water. This cross-section shows how massive carbon dioxide pockets become trapped, held by the crushing weight of cold water. When violently disturbed, the pressure seal shatters, causing the gas to rapidly erupt to the surface in a churning column. Once it reaches the surface, the gas forms a dense, invisible cloud, aggressively displacing all breathable oxygen in its path. The river effectively becomes a ticking time bomb. The real danger lies in this silent, heavier-than-air cloud launched onto the shoreline. We can observe this mechanism in action through footage recovered from 2 hikers along the Snake River last January. They were hiking miles from civilization as the temperature plummeted, leaving them completely isolated in the freezing Idaho winter. A sudden temperature shift caused an ice wave, a phenomenon where massive sheets of surface ice begin grinding forward and splintering against the shore. As the ice sheets crushed into the muddy banks, they produced a deafening roar, sounding exactly like thousands of pieces of glass shattering at once. The violent friction and the immense crushing weight of the moving ice wave sent powerful shockwaves deep into the muddy riverbed below. This underwater disturbance triggered the localized Limnic eruption, releasing the trapped CO2 directly into the hikers' path. While the hikers watched the chaotic ice piling up on the shore, the silent, lethal gas cloud had already begun to envelop them. Once the ice stopped moving, the audio captured a new sound, the distinct, unmistakable wailing of an infant. This is the first sign of hypoxia, severe oxygen deprivation. Carbon dioxide poisoning causes the human brain to misfire, often leading to vivid auditory hallucinations. Driven by the belief that a child was drowning in the slush, the hikers moved closer to the river to help, walking deeper into the gas leak. As the heavy gas displaced the air in their lungs, their breathing became ragged and shallow. With their brain functions systematically failing, the hikers stumbled toward the water's edge, completely disoriented as the hallucinated cries grew louder. The legendary crying babies are the brain's terrifying, oxygen-starved misinterpretation of its own death. Paralyzed and unable to breathe, the host made a final, catastrophic mistake. He collapsed to the ground to catch his breath. Physics dictates that carbon dioxide is heavier than air, meaning the gas concentration is thickest right at the surface of the Earth. He was suffocating in plain sight, lying in the freezing mud while staring directly into the churning slush. As his brain shut down, it projected the local lore into his final moments, manifesting as a scaly, finned hand emerging from the water to grab his jacket. During a final, panicked struggle against a hallucination, the camera was kicked into the river, sinking into the dark, green depths. The video feed corrupted permanently, and the hikers were never recovered from the Snake River. Folklore is often a primitive warning system for deadly science. If the river starts to cry, do not answer it. Run from the invisible gas leak.